Chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 90, a mix of clouds and sun. Get weather anytime by calling 824-6101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Right now, 70.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. Tuesday's meeting of the Taylorville CUSD No. 3 Board of Education saw school principal changes announced and a student cell phone policy approved, among other business. Taylorville Junior High School will have a new principal in Grant Graham. The North Mac alumnus has familial connections to the area and served as offensive coordinator for South Fork High School's 8-man football team.
So I graduated from North Mac, and then I went to Knox College for my undergrad. From there, I went to Eastern, where I obtained my master's, and currently pursuing my specialist. I've always, wanted to be a principal, and my grandparents were they lived in Bullpit, so I was kind of in this community growing up a lot, spent a lot of weekends around here. So I love the community, and when this position came open, I figured I would try it out. So I would say I want to keep kind of doing what they've been doing. I mean, they have a really good thing going on. It's a positive place. I've heard a lot of good things with it, so I'm super excited to kind of get in and get going.
Graham takes over for Stiles Smith, who in turn will become the principal of North Elementary School. The board voted to approve a new universal cell phone policy for students at the high school. The decision comes following Governor J.B. Pritzker's signing of Senate Bill 2427. The legislation requires school districts to enact policies that prohibit the use of cell phones by students during classes. Principal Matt Hutchinson says the district's new policy, which he read aloud at the meeting, required only minimal alteration compared to last year to comply with the new state law.
While cell phones are a valuable tool for communication, in today's society they present a significant distraction to the learning environment. In accordance with Senate Bill 2427, Taylorville High School enforces a strict bell-to-bell cell phone policy to ensure students remain focused on instruction. The bell-to-bell rule, cell phone and accessory usage is strictly prohibited during all instructional time, including advisory periods and labs. Bell-to-bell means that from the moment the class bell rings to the moment class is dismissed, electronic devices are not to be seen, heard, or used. No exceptions for quick use. Students may not use their phones to check the time, send a quick text, change music, or use any apps while class is in session. Accessories, those are headphones, earbuds, smartwatches, or other smart accessories are included in this ban. They must not be in use, in the ear, or visible in any way during instructional time.
The board also approved a proposal for junior high level track athletes at Vision Way Christian School to join Taylorville Junior High School's track team in a co-op. The agreement is contingent upon approval from the Illinois Elementary School Association. Superintendent Brandy Bruley says Vision Way's staff will retain supervision responsibilities of their students during team activities.
Brian Sample is our athletic director at the junior high, and he had some individuals from Vision Way Parochial School reach out to him to ask if they could send 5 students to join our Taylorville track team. We don't have a problem with that. We just have to have an intergovernmental agreement with IESA, which he has applied for tentative board approval, but also Vision Way understands that for the 5 students they're sent our way, they are responsible for the supervision. They are responsible for attending the practices and the track meets as it is their students. So it's not an extra additional amount of supervision on our current track coaches.
Other motions the board passed regard a surety bond package, a facility usage agreement with the Christian County Board, a trade-in of 2 Dodge Caravans the school district had used for transporting groups of students to activities for 2 newer models, and the allowance of inter-fund transfers. During the superintendent's report, Bruley spoke on the quickly approaching start of the 2026-27 academic year and several orientations and conferences ahead of the start of classes.
And we're excited to welcome several new teachers to the district, 3. 3 new teachers, and we have our mentor kickoff on August 10th at 8 o'clock in the morning here to welcome them, introduce them to their new mentors, take tours of the buildings, etc. And then in August, we will have a budget presentation for you regarding the upcoming budget with formal adoption that will happen in September. Corey and I have been working on that since about April, finishing one budget and trying to start a new one. It's a very long, tedious process. And then our first day of faculty is August 11th, with our first day of students August 13th. And the August 11th back to school professional development will be difficult conversations, don't have to be difficult, provided by a representative from John Gordon. We've had them in the past and they've been received extremely well by the staff, so we've asked them back to attend.
The next meeting of the Taylorville School Board is set for Tuesday, August 11th. The Pana Police Department is working to protect the community during a summer busy with events despite staffing shortages. While the agency did recently hire a new officer in Alexander Rogers, retirements and temporary leaves have forced them to rely in part on county-level support. Pana Police Chief Daniel Bland says the department had searched for some time for new hires before finalizing the hiring of Rogers.
With small agencies, when staffing changes, either through retirements, transfers, it can affect operations in a major way, which we had one officer retire in March. And through the hiring process, we had 6 lateral transfer interests during the testing phases. Some of those applicants didn't qualify, and we ended up eventually hiring a new officer, Alexander Rogers. He's a Pana native, 22 years of age. He was actually a dispatcher with us for about a year, and then Litchfield PD. He wanted to be an officer, hired him over there, but eventually he wanted to come back work in his hometown, so we're excited about having him on board. But that staffing level affects everything you do, because with all the responsibilities, especially summertime, things of that nature that we've talked about, you've got to have the staffing to do that. So it's been a challenge for certain.
Chief Bland adds that a decrease in demand for law enforcement roles added to the challenge of filling the long-term opening.
We're not getting the number of applicants interested as in before, just with the change in profession and career and opportunities. That's streamlined the process. But we're happy to have Alex on board. He's on his own now, working the city, filling shifts like normal. So we're going to carry on. We did have a change of retirement dispatcher, and during that time we had a couple dispatchers off on medical leave, which really squeezed us tight with staffing coverage. The sheriff's office has been good to step up and provide support in our dispatch area if needed. We've had some just staffing members step in that are certified to run the center. So it's been challenging through all the changes of summer and responsibilities and crimes and things that we're responsible for, to keep things running efficiently and effectively with their staffing numbers when they do, go up and down with the transition. So, but we're happy. We're close to being back to fully staffed.
In addition to events in the city, officers have recently spent a greater share of time patrolling near the ongoing construction on Illinois Route 29 on the west side of Pana. The work has reduced a portion of the road to 1 lane only.
We've seen definitely an increase in vehicles avoiding that area, directing themselves to residential areas, which is playing a factor on the roadway, especially with the heat and the oil chip. You increase road traffic. That plays a factor. We've also, when you get people that are avoiding construction areas, going through residential areas, often those people are not from Pana, but they're, going through town. So we've seen an increase in complaints of speed and traffic on the West DeWitt Street area, which offsets from 29, cuts back into town. So I would encourage people to, if they do take a detour route, be sure that they're considerate of the neighborhood areas that they're traveling through. The speeds are different, paying attention to that. We've ramped up some patrol details on that.
With 2026 2026's peak summer months having arrived, the Pana Police Department is seeing a greater prevalence of electric bicycles, as is the case elsewhere. In Pana, these methods of transportation cannot be operated in the city's business district.
You can't ride them in the business district area, which would be the downtown areas, usually the highways where there's businesses along the highways. So that restricts movement, but yet in the residential areas, any other area, we fall back on the state guidelines, so and those guidelines for, electric scooters, max speeds of 10 miles an hour, only be on roads less than 35 miles an hour, I believe. It's, must be at least 18 years of age, which we're seeing. They're so frequent. They're so familiar with families, kids using them. I encourage parents to be cautious of their kids on e-bikes on the roadways. It's not legal, let alone it's not safe at all in the visibility. Many of them sit low, so the cars, things passing through town, it can be a safety concern. But yet we understand, it's an easy way of transportation. It's new gimmicks, new opportunities for kids and things of that nature. But we still are going to enforce the laws and try to keep our roads safe when it comes to the electric scooters.
The department has also seen a rise in scams involving private sales of goods in the city. Chief Bland urges buyers to carry out exchanges in public areas that have surveillance and recommends the police department as one such location.
There's always going to be scammers out there. There's information out regularly as far as being cautious on where you're sharing information to, who you're buying from. Oftentimes people feel that they're on a credible site, but then there's fraudsters out there that's creating fake accounts. So I encourage people to be super cautious who they're sharing their information with. If they are making online purchases, I encourage them to meet in a public area, an area where there's witnesses, out front of the PD. There are designated areas where if you're going to meet someone to make a transaction, that way that is, it's a safer place to be. It doesn't happen often in our small communities, but there has been a few recent cases we've opened up where people have been scammed out of some money. So we're encouraging people to always be vigilant on their online sales, their online share of information, identification, banking information. Be sure not to share it with anybody unless you're absolutely certain that you know who you're dealing with.
More information on the Pana Police Department is available at cityofpana.org/police-department. Police Chief Daniel Bland appeared as a guest on the WTIM Pana Morning Show.
Looking to save more and stress less? This is Will Perkins. At Taylorville Community Credit Union, we're here to help you build a stronger financial future with great loan and deposit rates, convenient locations, and service from people you know and trust. We're member-owned, member-focused, and proud to serve anyone who lives or works in Christian, Montgomery, or Shelby counties. Discover the credit union difference. TCCU is your partner in financial success. Member NCUA.
HSHS Medical Group will host an on-site school and sports physical clinic next Wednesday from 11 to 2 in the Taylorville High School cafeteria. Officials say the event is designed to help families check an important item off their back-to-school to-do list before summer comes to an end. School and sports physicals will be provided by Dr. Kelsey LaVault and advanced practice registered nurse Wendy Dorworth, both with HSHS Medical Group. The cost is a flat $20 per physical with cash or checks accepted. Organizers note that no insurance will be billed for the service. The clinic is open to students needing a physical for the upcoming school year or participation in athletics, giving families a convenient option before the start of the fall semester. Anyone with questions or looking for additional information can call 833-594-0336. Lakeland College has been approved as an official testing site for the National Registry Emergency Medical Technician, or NREMT, licensing exams. The approval means graduates of Lakeland's emergency medical services and paramedic programs, along with other area EMTs, can now take the national licensing exam on campus in Mattoon instead of traveling long distances. The NREMT exam measures the knowledge and skills of emergency medical professionals and is recognized in all 50 states. Successfully passing the exam allows EMTs to transfer their licenses across state lines and pursue employment opportunities nationwide. The exams are administered through Pearson VUE, an international leader in professional licensing and certification testing. College officials identified the need for a closer testing location and worked with Pearson VUE to have the Mattoon campus approved as an authorized testing center. The college officially received that approval on June 2nd. Emergency Services Program Director and Clinical Coordinator Jasmine Ballard says offering the exams on campus will help reduce travel barriers and ease stress for students pursuing their national certification. The National Registry EMT licensing exams are now available at Lakeland College, located at 5001 Lakeland Boulevard in Mattoon, providing a convenient regional testing site for both Lakeland students and other emergency medical professionals throughout the area. For further information about testing options about Lakeland College, contact Jasmine Ballard at 217-234-5370 or J Ballard at 9365 at lakelandcollege.edu or Kim Hunter at 217-234-5287 or K Hunter at lakelandcollege.edu. Information on Lakeland College can also be found at lakelandcollege.edu.
Your son was 3 when you planted that tree in your backyard. Now he's grown, planting seeds and making memories with his own kids. Let Heartland Bank help you grow more memories with banking options for every stage of your life. Welcome, former CNB customers. We're your community bank. Heartland Bank. We build relationships that nurture and grow your dreams. Visit us today at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC.
The Illinois Farm Bureau Young Leader Committee has a new project this summer. They're hosting a Southern Illinois Ag Tour. Illinois Farm Bureau Young Leader Program Coordinator Perry Harlow says more details are available at ilfb.events/Southern IL Farm Tour. Now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. 90-year-old Marilyn Y. Fisher of Maryville, Tennessee, formerly of Mount Auburn and Taylorville, died Monday, July 6th. The funeral service will take place today at 11 at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. Burial will be at Mount Auburn Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. 68-year-old John J. Joseph Belk of Taylorville died on Saturday. Visitation is Monday from 4 till 7 at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. The funeral service will be this coming Tuesday at 10:30, also at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. Funeral arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and cremation services in Taylorville. And 72-year-old Raymond Ray Thomas Shaw of Springfield died on Friday. A funeral mass will take place August 8th at 11 at Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church in Springfield. A private celebration of life will follow. Let's take a look at the weather for today. Sunny skies throughout most of the day with a high near 91 and calm winds. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 71. Get local news anytime